the in the answer of the State Department, it's true that in the situation of today, if Iran responds to Israel, it's not self-defense as such, technically speaking. But the problem is a little bit different. You know, Iran tried to keep away from this conflict, in fact. From the very beginning, the Israelis tried to convince the rest of the world that Iran what was at the source of this offensive of Hamas on the 7th of October 2023. But soon after that, by the way, interestingly, both the American and the Israeli intelligence services denied that Iran was involved in the design and in the launching of that operation. So, but we see that from on a political side, there was clear intent from the Israeli to give another dimension to the Hamas operation. Later, and especially in April this year, as Israel attacked the consulate of the Iranian consulate in Damascus, um, the Iran felt obliged to respond, and for a simple reason is that the problem is that Israel wants to extend this war because Israel wants, as it has always done, it tries to have the US involved physically, militarily, and physically in this conflict. Now, the idea of involving Iran is behind in fact the reason for that. Now, Iran tried to respond very wisely by providing a show of force, very precise, very calibrated, in order to attack military objectives, avoiding civilian casualties, and demonstrating its capacity to saturate Israeli air defense while still reaching limited military objectives. And the purpose of that response was, in fact, dissuasion. It was a deterrent, in fact. Now, with this later attack on Ismail Haniyeh by Israel, we see that Israel tries to go a step forward in a possible escalation, both by killing probably one of the most moderate Hamas leader who was involved in the discussions and negotiations with Qatar and the US, by the way, on the issue of a possible ceasefire and hostage release and so on and so forth. So first of all, Israel wants to kill this guy who is knowingly a moderate. And secondly, Israel attacks on purpose the Ismail Haniyeh on the Iranian territory. So normally Haniyeh is based in Qatar, and most probably the Israelis know or have probably an opportunity to know where he stays exactly and so on. But they decided to attack on Iranian territory. I think, and I'm not the only one to think that it is definitely on purpose. The idea was definitely to drag Iran into a situation where Iran had and has to respond. Now, the problem for Iran is the following: is that if they don't respond, that means